like a Hellcat.
Before we get started, I have a favor. If you enjoy my content and want to see me continue to improve in both quality and size, please check out my Patreon linked in the description. Any amount helps and it is greatly appreciated. There are so many rewards for each level of donation, so go check it out. Now back to the video. Hey guys, this is EmeraldAvenger. Now that 2019 is over and we're walking into 2020, I decided to take a look back at all that happened in Rainbow Six throughout the year of 2019. I never avidly played Siege during its first 2.5 years of lifetime. I would start playing at the beginning of a season and then not play for another 2 months, if even that. Operation Chimera is the season when I started playing a lot more consistently, and this year, year 4, I have played weekly, even starting making YouTube content about once a week. Because of this, I'm a bit biased when I say this is my favorite year so far in Siege, but that claim doesn't come without some support. This year introduced some long-awaited features, changes, and reworks to the game, maps, and operators. So starting off the recap, despite the year starting in January, Siege's year started in February. Ubisoft rolled out some anti-cheat countermeasures that prevented players from losing or gaining as much MMR when playing with or against a cheater. Across the next few days, the first season of Year 4, Burnt Horizon, is revealed, announcing the new map, Outback, and the new SASR operators, Tacker, Gridlock, and Defender Mozzie. Both Gridlock and Mozzie introduced very new mechanics to the game of Siege. Whereas Gridlock used her gadget as sort of a thrown attacker version of barbed wire, Mozzie was able to hack drones and provide new cams for his team, similar to Dokkaebi when she hacks a defender's phone. Both operators had gadgets with existing mechanics, but both added a new, interesting, and fun spin to it. Mozzie's an operator I don't play often. I don't like his weapons, and playing a camera operator has never been my strong suit. Gridlock, on the other hand, mostly thanks to her SMG, was my main for the whole of the season and part of the next. Her ability to block off defender access in a very defensive way with her gadget proved to be fun and useful. Outback is a very open and large map, but like most maps it has a tendency to be defender favored. Overall, I like the new design philosophy they introduced with this season, making each area of the map unique and visually distinct to allow newer and older players to be able to learn callouts and sights much quicker. Unfortunately, this doesn't help someone like me who is just bad at the game. In general, this season was really well received. Both operators were very well praised by the community for their very original kits and their very unique way of being used. The map was also praised, but did have some fair criticisms. Overall, I really enjoyed this season. In March, in an attempt to get rid of griefers, Siege introduced a reverse friendly fire system, which caused players not to be able to deal damage to allies, instead to themselves, after killing a teammate once. This was a massive change from the original 3 team kills equaling an immediate boot. This was a very welcome change and definitely in the right direction, but it still had some flaws, being groups could rotate team kill to avoid the reverse friendly fire function. This of course in later patches would be alleviated. Later in March, a rework to Lion and a small change to the Capitale were added to the test server. For Lion, it halved both the warning and scan duration of his gadget, as well as changing it from being an outline to being a ping on detected players. Vigil was also able to avoid detection whenever he was using his ability. Lion also gained another charge to this gadget. Capitale had changes to his then called Asphyxiation Bolt to make it more consistent and less gimmicky and frustrating to use and play against. On April Fool's Day, we were given Rainbow is Magic, an event that had new cosmetics and a temporary hostage mode on a reskin of Plane. Overall, I loved this event, even though it was relatively limited and minor. It was just fun, gimmicky, goofy fun, and not very serious, just up my vein with my very casual mindset about Siege. To the beginning of May, there was an update to how different weapons and gadgets were affected by reverse friendly fire. This was mainly to prevent proximity and timed explosives from applying an RFF in case of a TK player being the one griefing. I could take a whole nother video going over all the specifics, but that was in the past and there's no need, and other channels have already covered it. Across the rest of the month, we received a Bandit Elite skin, as well as teasers for the new operators Nook and Warden, the Danish Jaegercorps Attacker, and the American Secret Service Defender from the Operation Phantom site, as well as the reveal for the Cathay rework. The operators of the season were not the best received. Both had recycled weapons, and the mechanics for the gadgets were recycled as well. Disregarding their weapons, Warden's gadget, the smart glasses, allowed him to see through smoke while standing stationary, or as a preventative/reactive mechanic to where he could stop the effects or cleanse the effects of flashbangs. The mechanics were in general a mix between the reworked glass gadgets and Ying's passive, making him seem very unoriginal. Nook, on the other, however similar hand, was an amalgamated mix of Vigil and Cav's gadget, being able to avoid camera detection and slightly decreasing the sound she makes. Both had their own unique uses but were still duplicated abilities, made worse by their recycled weapons. This season showed off the aforementioned glass rework, which now makes his thermal sight reduce glow brightness while he's moving. Additionally, a new deployable shield was unveiled, though not immediately released. Despite their unoriginal gadgets and situational usefulness, I played quite a bit of both these operators, and actually enjoyed the situational nature of their kits. Cafe's rework was major. The main goal was to balance out the sights to be less favoring to any given side, as well as adjust for the new design philosophy introduced at the beginning of the year. The pick and ban system was also introduced into ranked and unranked this season, and was very well received. The system would also lead to future changes as Ubisoft begins to make adjustments to lower operators' ban rate and remove frustration from the game. Everything that launched with this season was really well received, with the exception of the operators being the one bad side of the season in operation, but overall it was still a pretty good season, especially for the competitive side. Mid-season event Phantom Sight was Showdown, 3v3 elimination style mode with a limited cast of operators with modified kits on a new, smaller map specific for this mode. This was an exciting event that my Siege mates and I played hours of. It was different from normal event modes because it had both a new map and a new game type, as well as changing the available operators and their kits. Overall, it was a great event, and I really enjoyed it, so did my Siege mates. In August, we received teasers for Operation Ember Rise, starting with a gadget preview, something new with this season that seems to be a mainstay from now on, and we also had the reveal of the Smoke Elite. Going to September, we had a full reveal, and the chance to get our hands on the new operators, Attacker Amaru and Defender Goyo. Unlike the previous season, each of the operators introduced a very unique mechanic to the table. Amaru has the Gara hook, a grappling hook that can replace the repelling hook in a pinch, but can also enable high-speed vertical and horizontal movement into doors, windows, and from underfloor hatches. She is not a team player, but is good for people like me who tend to play alone and prefer getting frags instead of working with the group. Goyo is sort of another shield defender like Clash, but with an entirely different set of mechanics. The explosive trap capability of his Vulcan shields, however, make it far deadlier than safe to hide behind. They are both great operators, and both have taken several hours of my game time, and I believe that they were really well received by the community overall. Canal was reworked during this operation, making both buildings of the map more accessible, as well as adjusting to the new design philosophy introduced at the beginning of the year. Around mid-September, Mara also had her Elite revealed. In October, Ubisoft announced their plans for a Battle Pass system. This had mixed reception, but I have high hopes for it within Year 5. October also saw the Jackal rework. A rework to remove frustration and make his gadget have different durations depending on the age of the footprints. Around this time, the casual playlist received a map rotation system, and soon after was renamed to Quick Play. Before Halloween, Siege received Doctor's Curse, 5v5 hide-and-seek style mode with the spin. The monsters were hiding, using their gadgets to defend themselves, and the hunters were seeking them, all wielding clubs and sledgehammers. This was honestly hilariously fun and ridiculously frustrating for so many reasons, but I loved it so much, and so did my Siege buddies. In similar vein to Showdown, I think the community really enjoyed this event as well. All throughout this time, Ubisoft had been making fixes and changes to prevent and alleviate DDoS and DOS attacks, and officially made a statement on what they would be doing to deal with it with their next steps just before November. With November began the teasers for Shifting Tides, starting with the gadget previews that we had seen introduced in Ember Rise. Operators Kali and Wamai from Nighthaven were introduced in Operation Shifting Tides. Kali is a designated sniper with an electricity-immune, reinforcement-piercing rocket designed to destroy defender gadgets on the other side of walls. She can play like a long-range Thatcher, although with a few weaknesses. Wamai was nicknamed Jaeger 2.0. His gadget is a mix between Jaeger, Legion, and Ella's gadget. Called the Magnet, it's a thrown object with a cooldown-based charge similar to Legion. It can have up to 6 charges. When placed, the magnet pulls projectiles to it that pass within its line of sight and area of effect, resetting their detonation timer. Unlike Jaeger, it does not destroy the projectile, instead it captures it, and only has one use before destroying itself. I do play a lot of Kali, since she is a sniper and can blow holes through soft walls while ignoring reinforcements. Wamai, on the other hand, is not to my playstyle. Both of these operators have been well received as of far, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they'll be used in the pro scene. Shifting Tides also brought the theme park rework, which aimed to connect and consolidate the map, as well as make necessary adjustments to fit the new design philosophy. Rework has been relatively applauded by the community, however some people have made comments about missing the trains down the middle. Limb penetration was also introduced for certain weapons, mainly for Kali, to allow limbs not to block body and headshots. Through this system, Kali is also able to hit several enemies simultaneously. In November, there was a cross-promotion event with Netflix for the Spanish-language show House of Cards. This was a bank heist event, and was relatively underwhelming, being just a hostage mode on bank. Hopefully future cross-promotions, if there are ever any more, are handled a bit better. During December, we received the Capitale Elite skin. Soon after, Ella also received one. Mid-December, to expand the story, ranks, and influence of Nighthaven, the private military company that Kelly is the CEO of, Siege released the Nighthaven R&D collection, containing several skin sets for many of the Rainbow Six operators. Near Christmas, all players were given a pack offering a free operator or a new mounting skin. Year 4 of Siege was packed. Most things were received really well, with the exception of a couple operators for apparent lack of originality. However, I really enjoyed this year, and I hope you guys did too. I'm really looking forward to what Year 5 has in store for Siege. I have definitely become a lot more fond of this game. I originally was not so sure about it because I was just bad at it. And then after accepting that I was bad at it, I realized that, hey, I can just play this casually and not do it competitively because I have no confidence in my ability to play this game. Overall, though, I did enjoy this year, and I'm hoping that next year brings a lot more awesomeness. I cannot wait till the Invitationals in February to see what new operators and what new maps and what new reworks we should be expecting. I'm just really looking forward to it. I wonder if you guys are looking forward to it as well. What do you guys think that this next year is going to have in store for us? Any theories on operators? Any theories on maps? What do you think? I think every operator for next year is going to be coming from Nighthaven. So I'm wondering how that's all going to play out, since we basically now have a secondary faction within Siege that is Nighthaven. I'm just really looking forward to it. So what do you guys think? Are you guys also looking forward to next year? Did you enjoy this year? Did you not enjoy this year? Was there a specific season that you hated, that you liked? Feel free to tell me in the comment section down below or on my Discord, link in the description. As always, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Go follow me on all my socials. Keep up to date with me on the channel. Go to my Discord, join the conversation. Go to my Patreon if you feel like supporting me. This is Matthew, EmeraldAvenger. As always, have a nice day. Stay safe. Peace out.